Good morning, traders. David Day here with SpikeTradePro.com. I just wanted to show you guys the last 3 trades that I've made because it's been 3 trades ago since I've posted my last video. And since I'm behind a little bit, I thought I'd show you guys the last 3 trades all at one time. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit play here, and you'll see the platform start to move. And David Land came up on Skype there. So this is the platform. If you've seen the videos before, you kind of know what's going on. If you haven't, I encourage you to, kind of do some research on the system, and you'll see, how it works. See some of the other videos and all that. So we're about to place our entry on the E-mini S&P 500, and then we've placed it on the Nasdaq, E-mini Nasdaq, and we're just waiting. You notice I hit the cancel button on the E-mini Nasdaq because nobody showed up to trade on that one. But we are in short on the E-mini S&P 500. We're up 1250 there, and we just took our first profit, 1275, and we're out of that trade. 2100 profit, another winner for the system. And it worked like a charm, like clockwork. Everything's the same every time you trade. Only thing that changes every now and then is like you'll get a situation like the Nasdaq where nobody shows up to trade, and we get out of there. And there's no problem, no losses to our account, and no problems. So that's the first trade. I want to move along kind of fast here. I know you guys are in a hurry. Go ahead and hit play on this second one. This second one I canceled both. After I placed my entry, nobody showed up, so I'm out of there. And it's kind of fast. Entry's coming up pretty quick. Alright. We've entered, placed our order entries. Our entry orders, excuse me, on both of them. Nobody showed up. I canceled on the E-mini, canceled on the Nasdaq, and we're out. There's no problem, no losses, nothing to it. And that's the I guess I can go ahead and explain that in further detail. This is how, we'll teach you just how to, in most situations aren't like this where you have to cancel. But we just teach you how to cherry pick your trades so that every time, or most every time, your trades are profitable, or your trades at least move enough to where you can make profit. And so if you'll bear with me, this is kind of goofy, but I think it'll explain what I'm trying to say in better detail. So the system is designed to run with the bulls. Run with the herd, I should say. And I guess you can say, without going any further, you can already see that this is a crucial part of our trading right here. There are momentum traders, and we are momentum traders. And this herd right here has to be there for our trade to happen. Otherwise, you get a situation like that second video I showed you, where you're sitting there ready for the herd to show up, they don't show up, so we're out of there. There's, we have to have the herd to make the trade. And so this herd is every other trader, whether it be working for a big bank or an independent trader trading at home. It's every other trader trading in the markets at the time of the spike. And that is a crucial step. A lot of these guys are trying to guess which way the market's going to go at the time of the news report, and a lot of guys are losing money doing this. And then there's guys that don't even they don't even worry about the news reports. They don't even worry about trying to be in the markets because they know they're going to get beat, and so they just sit out until 15 or 20 minutes after the news report is out, and the markets have calmed down. Well, that's not how we trade here at SpikeTradePro. We go in when a lot of these guys are going out and sitting out on the benches. and we're trading during those times. And so let's just say for a normal situation that that the herd shows up, people are coming in to ready to trade, try to trade these news reports, and the markets are moving, and the bulls are the herd is running. Well, in that situation, if you're in the markets around that time, you either get out and try to keep from getting run over by the herd, or you run with the herd or ahead of the herd. Well, this system is designed to get you ahead of the herd. Once you get ahead of the herd, and any other trader out there will tell you, once you're in a trade and you've got volume and momentum behind you, then you basically get out when you want to. You get out, you want to get out before the herd stops running or changes directions, but you get out when you've made, the profit that you want to. And we don't try to pick a top in these spikes or pick a bottom in these spikes. We get a set amount of profit every time, or we shoot for a set amount of profit every time, and once we've reached that, we're out and we're done for the day and we're happy. That's the only way to be consistent in this business, is to have a system that gives you a high probability of winning, and you take a consistent amount of profit every time. Because if you start trying to guess bottoms and guess tops, then guess what? There's no way. I shouldn't say no way, because it does happen every now and then, but not every trader is able to guess the top or bottom every time in every single trade that they make. And so we take a set amount of profit every time, and the system doesn't change, the settings don't change, and that's how it works. But let's say for a situation like the last video where the herd doesn't show up, there's no momentum, and we're sitting there. In that last video, I had placed my entry entry orders and was waiting there for the herd to show up, and they didn't show up, so I got out of there. And that's what the system, that's one other thing you'll learn with the system, is that when the herd doesn't show up, we don't show up. We get out of there before anything happens. And so I hope that helps. Now let's look at a video of when the herd does show up. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And this is the last trade that I taken today, Friday. And it's the same setup. Nothing changes. It's the E-mini S&P on the right and the E-mini NASDAQ on the left. And so I'll give you a heads up when we place the entry orders, and you'll be able to see when the herd shows up. And it's easy to tell because you'll start seeing a whole lot of green down here. So we're just waiting. Waiting to place our entry. Still waiting. And this seems like a long time, but I literally woke up 10 minutes before this trade happened and put it on. So it's pretty easy. Once you have the knowledge, it becomes really easy. Things move really slow for you, and it's like clockwork every time you do the same thing. Still waiting. Alright, now it's getting time. Okay, we're in short in the NASDAQ, we're in short on the E-mini S&P 500. And look, you can just see the money. And we're already out on the NASDAQ. And we're still in on the E-mini S&P 500. We took 1275 profit. We just took another 2,000. And we're still in. And we're out. So a $7,000 winner on the E-mini S&P 500 and 5,000 on the NASDAQ. And so that's when the herd shows up, and that's when the system works its best, is when we have when the traders show up and we're able to get ahead of them and they push us to our profit that we want. So that's the third video, and so you can basically see all three scenarios. The first one that I showed you was kind of a medium volume, where the half of the herd showed up, and the system still worked. It's just not as it's not optimal. And then you saw the second video where we just didn't have a trade. The herd didn't show up, and so we got out of there. And then the third video where the herd does show up, and you can definitely see the amounts, just in the numbers of when the herd shows up and when it doesn't. And so I hope this helps, and I hope it gets you interested in the system, because it's excellent. If you know my story, I've bought a lot of systems out there, and I won't go into names, but I've bought some systems out there and they didn't work out for me, and so it drove me, literally drove me to build my own system. It inspired me, and it's either build your own system or build something that works for you, or quit, or just keep buying other traders' systems and hope that they work out for you. Well, this one is I just can't imagine it being any easier and faster than this. Maybe it is, and please, if you've seen this video and you've seen something easier, please send it to me. I just can't imagine there being anything easier than this. But with that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and quit for the day and stop this video. And as always, you can check out the website for more information, or you can Skype me at dave.support, or you can just you can email me at davidday@spiketradepro.com. That's it for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next time.